When you discover that it's a mental thing, not an action thing, now you're in complete control of everything in your physical experience. When you are living something that is clearly something that you don't want, and it's showing you that you don't want it in many, many ways, and you say, all right, I think I will remove myself from this. And so you do. Almost in every case, even though you feel relief from the immediacy of it, you have not vibrationally changed at all.
Right.
And so the same sort of experience with different places and different faces begins to amass around you, because law of attraction just keeps matching you up with it. So when you take the action to give yourself that space where you feel more relief, then it is very important to do the vibrational work. So now the work is to find a way of closing that gap. When you see things that you don't like, you offer a vibration that then is matched. In other words, you hold to you the thing you do not want. And so the only way to end a relationship or change a relationship, and it's fine if you've decided that you want to end it, but the only way to do that is to become a match to what you do want, because when you become a match to what you do want, anything that doesn't match that has to go away. What happens with so many is they have this image of what they want, and then they have this image of what is happening, but they give more attention to what is happening than they do to what they want, so they keep holding what is happening in their experience. The best thing that happens when you find vibrational harmony with what you do want is that you free the other to find vibrational harmony with what they want, and very often it just evolves into something where nobody leaves anybody. It just sort of becomes, and everyone understands that what became is even better than what was. One day we were encouraging someone on this identical topic. And as we encouraged her to focus upon the positive aspects and make lists of things that she did like and script the things that are not necessarily the way that she is wanting them to happen now, but as she is wanting them to be. And this person very boldly said, but Abraham, you misunderstood me. I'm not trying to save this relationship. I'm not trying to make this relationship work. And what we are wanting you to understand is that by finding vibrational harmony with what you do want, it has to come to you. And if this relationship is not the match, then it has to go someplace else. It has to be. It's a very common thing for people to have something that they don't want, and by their attention to it, hold it to them, believing that now they must take some action in order to change things. It's hard for you to really believe that by becoming adamant with yourself about only looking for the best parts of the relationship, that this is the way of purifying your vibration so that a relationship that doesn't match that can't stay. Most people have a hard time hearing that, because they really think that once they've made up their mind that they want to go, then to work on the relationship feels like what they're saying is, I want to stay. And what we're saying is, you've got to become a vibrational match to your own desire, no matter what. And when you do that, everything around you will evolve to match the image that you have in your mind. Yes. First, we want to acquaint you with your vortex and help you to make that your predominant relationship. So when you care about the relationship, the vibrational relationship between you and you, now you're standing on solid ground. And then the relationship of the vortex, or the energy of the vortex, will call you to your best good, to what you are really wanting. It's that easy for us to say thing about just don't leave a relationship from outside the vortex. Make sure you're in the vortex. And when you're in the vortex, you never leave anything. You just go somewhere else. And there's a huge difference between leaving one place and going to another. In other words, it's the difference between lack and alignment. It's the difference between resistance and allowing. So what you're essentially saying to us is, how much should I tolerate and how bad should it get before I go? And we say we would tolerate nothing. In other words, we wouldn't put up with anything. But the most important thing that we want you to hear is it's not what somebody else is doing to you that's making the relationship not feel good. It's what you're doing to you by making that relationship more important than this relationship, and then resenting that one because it doesn't give you the feedback that you're looking for. In other words, when you're looking to another person to buoy you up, to fulfill you, to reassure you, to adore you, to love you unconditionally, you're asking something from someone that you shouldn't be asking of anyone other than the source within your vortex, because it's not their job to hold you as their singular object of attention so that they're there for you anytime you need them. Your inner being is always there for you anytime you need them, anytime you want, anytime. The resources of source are always there for you, you see. I just want you to know that you can't get to where you want to be by being mostly aware of what you don't want. So here's how it works. So this troubling relationship is causing you, and has been causing you for some time, to create a really different relationship in your vortex. It's easier to go to the movie and watch the reality of all the color and vividness of real life than it is to conjure imagery of what's in the vortex. We get that. But we want you to understand that there is a vivid, delicious relationship waiting for you that has been carved out of every relationship that you've ever had, that you have access to, but that you have to make a choice, thought by thought, day by day, moment by moment, emotion by emotion. You have to reach for better feeling thoughts. You have to reach for what's here rather than be appalled by what's here. In those moments when you're not being tested to the fullest, in those moments when you're lying in the privacy of your own mind in bed and you have the ability to conjure thoughts, think about the vortex, not about the better relationship. Think about the vortex. Think about the peace and wonder and fulfillment of the vortex. Because what happens is, you see, you've already done step one. You've already put the relationship you want in the vortex. Now, the more you soothe yourself, the more you allow your vibration to raise, until eventually, it is our promise to you, your vibration will raise to the frequency of your vortex, and then you are a cooperative component to all of the things that you've put there, and then the impulse to act will be so strong that you will not be able to deny it. But it won't be a moving away from, it will be a coming home to feeling. Something wonderful, something dynamic, something deserved, something equal to who you really are, something in alignment with what you've put there. You deserve a wonderful, 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 wonderful relationship, you see. You deserve a wonderful relationship. That's what's there for you. But how can I be inside of it, in the right smack dab in the middle of a manifestation that is unpleasing and offering a different vibration? Mm-hmm. We think you have the ability to bliss out far more often than you've been giving yourself credit. You have such power of persuasion when you get tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Have you ever been in a situation where something happened and you laughed, and because you laughed, everyone else did too, and it sort of blew over? You changed the vibrational dynamics of the situation from your in the vortex attention to it, you see. Don't be hard on the other person, because you can't get to the person that you really want while you're railing against the person you don't want. You can't get to the behavior that you really want while you're taking detailed notes of what's wrong with what's going on. In other words, you're wanting to deactivate that in your vibration. And we've never known anyone who could deactivate something without activating something else. In other words, you just can't push against what you do not want without making it bigger.